you should contact the lecturer again to tell him that you're ready for the class.
I think he's trying to reset the distance.
Hey.
Lecturer is setting up.
I called him down from the page.
He's setting up the PowerPoint.
Oh, okay.
Minutes for this year.
Please off your mic. He's about to start.
Wonderful. Huh?
Oh, Master, off your mic. Oh,
What's that?
Who is that? Hey,
Hey, where there?
Was it there?
Me too.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Please, is it the introduction to social studies class?
Yes, so Sister Sewa.
Oh,
We are still waiting for the lecture, so
Sister, you the madam.
mm, no.
okay. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Who's you?
That's gonna be me. Oh, you. Sorry, what I.
Please, can someone contact the lecturer, or we don't have his number?
I think he's setting up. He joined and he left. He showed nature of school for social studies there. He's setting up. You should join shortly. Exercise patience.
Okay.
Please, has the class started?
It's about to start.
No, please. The class has not started yet.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
But our data is finishing. Our data matters.
It's almost 2 o'clock. 1 minute to 2 o'clock. The classes is not yet start. Hmm. Mm.
Next week they are done face to face.
Charlie.
We are doing face to face, but some of us are also joining in on the online. So
This online thing is not helping at all.
No, my brother, this is too much.
It's not
Abba.
really. This is too much
Ah,
for us.
this is
It's
too
almost
much.
two
some of
o'clock.
us will start
Almost
learning
two
because
o'clock.
From 1:30 to 2 o'clock. Only set up. What kind of setup is that? Ah,
Hmm. Me,
Marisa, Marisa, you're doing
I
face to
give you
face
a
and
call.
also online. Hey, Miss Madam Gifty.
please, you people should calm down, okay? Say he has come online, and you have all seen that he's trying to set up the place. So let's calm down, okay?
Our data attention, that's why.
Hello, please. This is just a humble suggestion. Please, if you know that you can come to Akachi and be a face-to-face student, please just come so that we will have our lectures. Those doing the introduction to social studies, please, you just do that for us, okay? It will help all of us. Thank you.
This is Samuel. We are already in the class.
So I learned the lecturers at Akachi are ready to teach. So those of you who can come to Akachi and come so that the lecturers will have time on us.
Social studies are social sciences simplified for pedagogic purposes. Pedagogic. That's Wesley 19.
Hello, stop. Hello.
Sir.
Sir.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
please.
That's fine. I think
Yes, please.
I'm having some challenge, some small challenge with my 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 um my laptop. But if you can hear me, then that's fine.
Hey, why? What is going on the page? Why?
Hello.
Hello.
Yes,
Good.
sir.
I think there was a little problem with the connection, so I'm just sharing the.
Oh, why? Who is disturbing us like that? Huh?
Wait, I will share the screen so that we start the class.
Okay, sir.
Good. Yeah. Anyway, whilst I'm working on it, I think I'm going to use two accounts. So I'll be speaking from my phone, and then maybe I'll share the screen with you, and you have access to it. I have some difficulties with my laptop sharing um like the presentation. So I think that is what is causing the problem. So good. So we'll be talking about introduction to social studies, and I may ask that when we say social studies in your high schools, you study social studies, and then in the tertiary, you have to also study social studies. What comes to your mind when you say that social studies? What comes to your mind? Hello, can you hear me?
Somebody is
So the person.
Oh, please. Please off your mic. What is going on in the group like that? Someone should off the mic. Abba.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, please, but there are noise in the background.
The background is bad, right?
No,
Yes,
it's
sir.
okay.
It's okay now.
It's okay now.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Good. So, what do we say social studies? What comes to your mind?
So, hello, sir.
Yes.
Okay, so social studies, to my understanding, is the study of people and its environment.
Okay. Any other suggestion?
Please, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Please, we are getting an echo sound. Yeah, getting an echo sound. So it's very challenging getting some of the things that we are sharing here.
Okay, I'll reshare the document and then do you still get that echo?
Now it's cool.
Do you still get
It's
that
okay.
echo?
It's fine
No,
now.
No,
Okay
please.
now.
it's fine
It
now.
has stopped.
Okay, fine. Okay, so you bring your suggestions and then let us move. I will still share the I'll share the listen with you and then we move. Okay. So bring your suggestions when you talk about social studies. What come to mind?
Okay, sir.
Yes, I'm listening to you.
Um, like what I understand is that social studies is a study of human behavior, culture, and relationship among us.
Okay. Okay. Good. So all those definitions that you have come out with, they are nice definitions, and yes, in one way or the other, it speaks about social studies. When you talk about social studies, we are looking at the social lives. Anything about social life is inclusive. You can look at a bit of economics, you can look at a bit of anthropology, you can look at a bit of sociology, we can look at a bit of culture, we can look at a bit of anything that involves human beings and the environment. We are talking about what? Social studies. And so, if you remember, there was a time that in our social studies curriculum, it was a little bit changed with environmental studies, okay? Because they realized that students should also learn about the environment. That is where we had that kind of our social studies changing its name into what? The environmental what? Studies. So social studies is an integration subject that um, has its roots from some separate courses like geography, separate courses like civics, separate courses like history. Are you getting it? And then was integrated, selected some topics from different or separate courses, put them together, and makes the social studies that we have today. Okay. Hello, can you hear me?
Please, Sister
Yes, please.
Stella,
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
mute your mic. Okay, you are disturbing us. Sister Stella,
Oh,
mute your
who is
mic.
disturbing?
Stella, or the mic and Stella, it's on.
Please,
So
please,
she's
when
disturbing
when
us.
when I'm talking, try your possible best to mute your mic so that you'll be able to what? Hear me well. Okay. Hello.
Hi. Okay. Yes, sir.
Hi.
Good. So in the course of our study, we'll be looking at nature of social studies. When you say social studies, what do we talk about? What is it about? The nature of social studies. Where the nature, we will look at what? The meaning of social studies, the scope of social studies, goals of what? Social studies. So let us quickly take it one after the other, and then we talk about it. So when we talk about the meaning of social studies, Banks in 1985 defined social studies as part of elementary and high school curriculum, which has the primary responsibility of helping students to develop the knowledge, skills, attitudes, and values needed to participate in life of their local community, the nation, and the world. So for Banks, he thinks that social studies should be able to give you that kind of knowledge, the skill you need, the attitude that is needed, and the values we have in our society, and for helping you to have a solution to problems in our localities or in our local community, to be able to find solution to our nation's problem, and then solutions to what? To the world's problem. So when we come to our society, sometimes we have some kind of community labor, communal labor, the communal labor whereby places that are unclean, we try to what? To clean them. We find a solution to those problems. When you talk about our values, we look at things that the young ones or the people who are growing up will have to learn from the early people in our society. So we find solution to our society so that we don't have a deviant behaviors coming from the young ones. Are you getting it? So banks thinks that our skills, we need some knowledge, we need some skills that helps us to find solution in our locality, find solution in our nation, and that of the world at large. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
Good. And then we can also fall on Wesley's definition, says that in the 1950s, Wesley says that social studies are the social sciences simplified for what? Pedagogic purposes. Initially, I mentioned that when we talk about social studies, we have some aspect of economics, some aspect of history, some aspect of anthropology, some aspect of sociology. Are you getting it? They are all social what? Sciences. So for Wesley, he thinks that we should touch the methods or the methodology of these social sciences. That is what we must target as what? Social studies. And then we can also look at Matolila. Matolila also thinks that social studies are understood to be those whose subject matter relates directly to the heart, the organization and development of human society, and to a man, or to man as a member of a heart, a social group. When you live in the social group, you have a specific what? Behavior. So our friends in the north, how the northerners do their things, and you grow up among them. That is how you become. Our people in the south, they have their own distinct culture. Okay, in the north, how we put on a smock, and then it look beautiful on you, and then even how the cap, where you turn it and those things, and then the kind of communication that it gives, they understand it. But when you come to the south, they also have interest in using kente and those kind of things as their artifacts to portray culture. So when you come here, they also have different way of living their livelihood. And all these things tells you that we need the what? Understand each other, and they have their own way of what? Their livelihood, their society. That
Please let us come around so that.
can you hear me? Hello.
Hi, sir.
Hi.
Please, Apia, you are disturbing us. So mute your mic. You are disturbing us. Apia, Dennis, whatever. You are disturbing us. Mute your mic.
Can we move on? Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hi.
Sir, please, you can move
Sorry,
on.
we are
Sorry.
listening. Move
Okay,
on.
So we say that the society have an influence on individuals, and living in the society, you should be able to what impact in the society. So let us also move to Hayford's definition. Posits that social studies comprise all subjects which integrate human experience and knowledge for the purpose of what? Citizenship education. Is the citizenship education that we are doing here? We need to impact knowledge into the young ones, learn from what a citizen must do and what a citizen must not what do. Our responsibilities, our obligations as citizens. That is what Hayford is stressing on it. So it comprises all what subject. That tells you that when we talk about social studies, we can have every aspect of subject, even accounting. Okay, we have some part of what accounting in social studies, because for a social studies to be proper social studies, you need some part of what economics. We have some kind of what all the subject. That is what Hayford is saying, that you should have every aspect of what subject in there, so that we can solve problem holistically. We don't have to say that there's a problem and this one, the geographers, it's only the geographers who can find solution to it, or it's only the economists who can find solution to it. So if you meet a problem that half of it or some part of it comprises economics, and then some part of it is geography, some part of it is about civics, some part of it is about culture or anthropology, then if you only studied geography, can only solve the geography part of it, and then the other part you will not be able to solve it. So for Hayford, he thinks that it should be inclusive and integrated, which means that every part of the subject is in there, so that if you have learned social studies, you'll be able to what? To find solution to every problem in this world. But that is too big. We can't find problem to every we can't find solution to every what problem in this world. But his definition makes sense. Social studies must be integrated, have all the subject in there, so that you'll be able to what to solve societal problem. Everywhere that you go, you'll be able to what understand people. Either you are Ghanaian, you are Ivorian, you are whoever, anywhere you find yourself, you should be able to what to solve the problem over there. Let us quickly go to what Bart also said. He also thinks that as the subject social studies is an what integrated of social sciences and the humanities for the purpose of what instructions in citizenship what education. So all these definitions, they talk about the integration of what citizenship what education or social sciences. How we be able to integrate the social what sciences together to solve a societal problem. So there was the need that there should be a course that will integrate all the what the courses or the social sciences together. So gone are the days our forefathers, what they studied were the separate courses. But in the 1961, where the Endicott House of Massachusetts, there was a summer study where they started what introducing or reviewing curriculum, and then in the 1967, where we had that kind of a conference at the Queen's College in the UK, where they introduced or they set up subcommittees to go into the separate courses and then come out with what programs that are more problem solving to Africans, because gone are the days all what we were studying was about the Europeans or our colonial masters. So there was the need for us to revise or review our curriculum that was centered in Africa, and that is what we got the social studies that we are studying from. So this 1967 Queen's College conference, that those setups were they started up, and then when they brought their recommendation in the 1968, that is Mombasa in Kenya, they met there, and that is where we had this kind of social studies that we are studying today, and it became an integrated course, or an integrated program, and today we have it in our curriculum, and then we study them. So when you talk about this, the nature of social studies, or the definitions that we can assign to social studies, and these are some kind of definition. You may also come out with your own definition. We have so many definitions, but what we want to conclude is that it should be an integrated program. It should be an integrated of all the subject or the social sciences, because mostly when we look at the physical sciences, what happens at the physical sciences mostly are different from the social sciences. So we most want to concentrate on the social sciences and say that for us to have a meaningful social studies, then it should be and integrated from the social sciences, so that we'll be able to solve societal problem at a holistic manner, that we will not only look at the one part of it because that is what we studied, but we'll be able to solve the entire problem together. Good. Let us also go to the scope. When you talk about the scope of social studies, where do the social studies covers? When we say that we want to study social studies, where should we cover? Are you getting it? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
So sometimes, occasionally I'll be asking that if you hear me, because sometimes the line will go off and I may not know, and then I'll be talking before I realize I'm talking to myself.
Please say we are hearing you.
Good. When you say that you are hearing me, then that one I can be moving and then explaining. So we go to the scope. Where do the social studies cover? The social studies is expected that it should cover some specific areas, and then we also have some people that they have come out with how the areas that should cover. Banks in 1985 also suggested that at the lower grades in schools, the scope of social studies is based on institutions and communities such as the home, the family, the school, the neighborhood, and the community. So in the lower grades, like from class 3, class 2, class 1, those things, social studies should be something that we should look at our institutions. We should look at like the neighborhood. We should look at like things that are found in the communities. Okay, so it should be they are community centered, and that is what banks suggest, that when we want to study social studies at the lower level, that is where we need to focus. Then we can also talk about Matorila. He also suggested that social studies gain some of its identity from the social sciences, history, political science, geography, economics, sociology, anthropology, and psychology. So this should be the scope that the social studies should be able to cover. The social studies should have some part of history, should have some part of political science, should have some part of geography, economics, sociology, anthropology, and that of psychology, of which it does. Ghana Education Service also suggested that the discipline as incorporating history, geography, civics, and element of economics and sociology. So they also suggested that for the scope of social studies, these areas should be covered. Agawal in 1982 also suggests that the scope of social studies is very vast and what, in fact, as wild as what the world itself, and as lengthy as the history of what man and of this history of man on this earth. It includes the millions of years prior to recorded history and also the foreseeable what future. For so to him it's so wild that, or it's so vast that we will find it difficult to have an end, because the scope of social studies involves everything, or it should covers everything. Because when we talk about the environment, it's too huge. Our environment is too huge, so it should be so vast, or it should cover a lot. Perhaps depending on the level you have gotten to, and then the kind of social studies that you need to what to study. So as you move higher, you learn a lot of things from social studies. Then we can say that um, from the various contributions that they have made, from the various expositions given, let's categorize the scope of social studies. It draws ideas from social sciences subjects like sociology, economics, history, and those kind of things, anthropology, and then that explains what the social phenomenon. So we come into conclusion per all what suggestions people have made. Our conclusion is that social sciences should be able to draw some kind of ideas from economics, sociology, the social sciences that explains the social what phenomenon. It should covers issues pertaining to what citizenship and governance. So you realize that they are suggesting, some were saying that citizenship, others were saying that what political science or governance. So all these things must be able to what to be inclusive. It's also what incorporates issues concerning the environment, which means that it's a vast thing that we have to what to learn. The people themselves that they live in the environment, and then the places, culture, and identity. All these things are social phenomena that the social studies should be able to what to cover. Then we can go to the characteristics or the attributes of social studies. We can talk about it involves integration of what knowledge. It doesn't look at a specific area in the social sciences, but it involves what a lot of what knowledge. So that is what we are saying, that the social sciences we look at should involve what an integrated what knowledge. The various definition points to us that social studies involves the study of what individuals and groups, values and intentions, events, places, and time. So it's one of its what characteristics that the social studies we are studying should be able to study individuals, study groups, and then we study values, intentions, and events, places, and what time, so that we come to the understanding of why human beings believe. You don't go to other people's places and then you get a cultural shock because you don't understand what they do. When we have studied social studies, we'll be able to understand everybody's culture, why they do that, because you have read about them. You have an open mind set that when you go somewhere and you see things happening, you ask questions, oh, why this thing is happening, but you not conclude that why do you eat frogs, because you think that in your village or where you come from they don't eat frog. So you go somewhere and you see that somebody is eating frog and then you become shocked. No, you need to understand them and then understand their culture. That is one of the characteristics of what? Social studies. We can also say that the perspective given suggests that social studies learning should be facilitated by social what? Interactions and communication with what? Others in a variety of what? Feasible, adaptive, and different instructional settings, including on the land and field experience, technology assistance experiences, home and community what? Involvement. So social studies shouldn't only be reading to your hearing. Sometimes they should be that kind of what? Communication. So at a point in time, I allow you and then you ask questions, things you don't understand. And then I also what? Come out with my understanding about your what? Your questions. And then we have that kind of what? Communication. And when we have this communication, that is where we come to understand each other, or you also understand the course that you are reading. We need to also have that kind of technological what? Assistant. We cannot live without technology. It is embedded in our livelihood, and of which we need to what? To move along with it. Sometimes we need to go for an excursion, see what is happening in different places, so that we come to understand why a man lives, and the man lives in that particular what? Environment, or the environment we found around us, how we should be able to what? To understand their behavior. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So good.
I can hear you loud.
Yes. I'll be finishing the characteristics soon. And when I finish with the characteristics, I'll allow you and then you ask questions. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Good. Social studies should be able to provide us opportunity to what? To develop in students and a consciousness for limitations of what? Nature, a sense of stewardship, and a commitment to the concept of what? Sustainable development. Social studies, one of the characteristics is that have we what learned or having gone through the social studies program, or studying the social studies program, you should be able the social.
Joseph,
Okay.
Joseph, please take care. Joseph, mute your mic.
Joseph. Okay, that's fine. We have done it as it is. Good. So we are saying that the social studies, one of the implications is that the social studies that we are learning should be able to provide us some opportunities. Okay. We are looking at a sustainable development. And so the social studies we are studying should be able to give us that kind of an idea that brings sustainability. So if we are doing a farm, the social studies we are studying should be able to what? Give you that kind of sustainability what? Knowledge that will help you to sustain your family, and you will not do something that will hinder other people's what? Their livelihood, because you think that it's going to give you your individual's what? Profit. So if you remember the earlier characteristics, I mentioned that of what? Individuals, and giving opportunity to individuals, and that of a group. So if as an individual, something that will help you, you should be able to know that that particular thing should what? Help the society at large, or a group that you find yourself in there. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We are with
Good.
you.
So having finished with the characteristics, I'll allow you and then you ask questions, and then I'll take those questions, and then quickly we move to the goals. We'll finish soon. Okay.
Okay, sir. Please, I have a question.
Okay.
Please, my question is from Wesley 1955, definition.
Okay.
There is a term that was used in the latter part of its definition, which is pedagogic purposes.
Methods.
I think in the book is purposes, pedagogic purposes.
Okay.
In the definition of Wesley 1950.
Okay.
Please, I need some explanation about that term, pedagogic purposes.
That's what I've said. Methods is methods.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
in terms.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So we need to follow. We need to follow pattern. We need to follow methodology. Like
okay.
The social studies that we are studying, we should have that kind of. It's not that you study anything anyhow. If you are if you are in the lower levels, there should be things that you should be studying at your lower level. When you come to the upper level, there should be things that you be studying in the upper level. I getting it? Good. Like for instance, we have to study the definitions. We have to study the scope of social studies. Then we come to the objectives. We should have a pattern. We should have a way that we do the social studies. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay. Any other questions that we need to elaborate on it?
Please, the categories of social studies. No, I didn't really get it all.
The categories.
Yes, please.
Like you didn't get it. I'm not getting you.
Can you elaborate it more again?
I think that you have to. Your question, you have to shape it small for me to understand.
You mean
hello?
Hello.
When it comes to the scope of social studies, like we listed some points and then explained them. So I was asking about the categories too.
Okay, I don't know how you want it to. I don't know the kind of category you are talking about. But maybe when we were explaining the scope, you said that it draw itself from different perspective, ideas that we put them together. I getting it. So in those ideas that we can say that in a categorical forms, I getting it. So we have some aspects of history, we have some aspect of economics, we have some aspect of geography. That is where we draw those knowledge from. Are you getting it?
Yes, please.
Hello, the one who asked the question.
Yes, please. I'm here.
Your name is what?
Aso.
Aso. Good. Please. So Aso, Madam Aso, what we are saying that the categories are the areas. I may say that those components, the different aspects and the separate courses where we need to draw some knowledge from. Are you okay?
Yes, please. Thank you.
You are welcome, my dear. Okay, any other question? Okay, then we move to goals and objectives of social studies. When you talk about social studies, we should have our objectives. The objectives are the ones that are going to guide us to have our social studies. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Good. So we'll go through some of the objectives and then quickly we move. So let us quickly go to Matoluria 1985 simplifies states that the basic purpose of social studies is citizenship education. Citizenship education is therefore embedded in social studies. Hence, the two cannot be what? Be separated. So you can't do social studies without what? Citizenship. And the citizenship is also what? Embedded in social studies. Fine. That is his suggestion. Okay. That social studies, we should have that kind of citizenship education. And initially, if you know, we concluded that social studies draw its ideas from all the social sciences, of which citizenship education is in civics. And then when we say that we have some aspect of civics in social studies, we are also looking at what? Citizenship education. And then Barth also suggests that perceive citizenship education as a main purpose of social studies, states that social studies is an integration of what? Social sciences and humanities for the purpose of what? Instructions in the citizenship education. So that is also idea. So when we say that citizenship education, what comes to mind? Citizenship education is the knowledge of the Constitution, its principles, values, history, and application to compulsory life, contemporary life. So when we talk about the contemporary life, the life we live today. So when we have a constitution, what does the constitution say? What does your right and your responsibility, and then the obligations of every human being? So for that, he says that the citizenship education should be key when we are talking about what? Social studies, or it should be one of the objective, or should be the main objective of what? Social studies. And then let us also go to Matthias. Matthias also suggested that in 1973, he stated has 16 aims and objectives. Agawa has 15 objectives, whilst Bat has 4 objectives, of all which end up to what? Training for what? Citizenship. So all those suggestions that they have made, so many objectives that they came out with, it's all end up in what? Citizenship what? Education. So to gain knowledge about the human conditions, which include the past, the present, and then the future, the acquisition of what? Historical and understanding is fundamental to social studies learning. Students will be what? Engaged in the investigation and then interpretation of the chronological, socio-cultural, economic, environmental, and political dimensions of what? History. Here we are all talking about the things that are around us, the things that are around us. And then are found in the citizenship what? Education, or what a citizen must be doing as a good what? Citizen. So these are the things that we can stress on it. And then also to acquire skills necessary to what? To process information. For you to have a better objective, you should be able to get that skills from social studies that will help us what? To process information. So one of the objectives that we should be targeting is that after learning the social studies, you should be able to process adequately process information. Because some people today, social media, before you realize, somebody will say something and then people will be turning it before you realize they have polluted the environment that you live in it. And what someone has not even said it, people will say that that person said that. And before you realize, it's spreading all over. The same way, if you want to bring a societal war, you don't need to worry yourself about just incite them through the social media. And before you realize, uh, 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 the society of this one is against the other. Meanwhile, you may even realize that that is not the truth, but because they are not able to process information well, whatever that they hear, they act towards it, and then that is what generates a lot of falls in the society, or conflict, and even sometimes war in some other societies. So how to process information should be one of the objectives that social studies communicate to students or to its people. So this communication is to aim at what? Providing students with the opportunity to use and manage information technologies critically, and to understand the impact of media and technology on society. So when we talk about processing information, you should be able to understand the media and who is saying what, and how the person said it, and is it the truth or is not the truth. You should be able to process all this information, having read what? Social studies. And then also to develop skills to examine values and beliefs. Students become what? Ethical, creative, and critical what? Decision makers. When you are able to develop skills, skills to what? Examine values and beliefs. So having read the social studies, one of the objectives is that you should be able to develop that kind of what? Skill. That skill that will be able to help us to examine values and what? Beliefs. How do you examine them? Because you have read about it, you know about it, and then you understand it. So when you understand those values, that is where you can critically observe them well and understand them well. So that skill is what we are fighting for. Social studies, when we teach social studies, we are expecting that you learn those skills. Good. We can also say that one of the objectives, we should encourage the application of what? Knowledge through active civic participation in the society. So the society, in order to become active and responsible citizens, students need to understand, develop, and practice the value citizenship skills when they are provided with authentic opportunities to participate as citizens within the classroom, the school, and the community. They will develop lifelong citizenship skills and attitude. So you live in that society, that will help you to develop the citizenship skills. And you know your obligations, you know your rights, so that when you work and then you don't pay tax, you feel bad. You have that sense of humor to say that, oh, I'm working and then for so long there has not been any tax deduction. So GRA have come that work out and then deduct me what? Tax. That is a good citizen, and then someone who has what? Learned the social studies and has become a good citizen. Then if there's somebody in your community or society that portrays a bad character, you'll be able to what? To report the person to the police for disciplinary issue to be done. Those Joseph, mute your phone, and let's move on. So these are the things we are expecting we that we study social studies to accomplish. Okay, good. So we can say that the main goal of social studies is to help students develop the ability to make rational decisions so that they can resolve personal problems and through social action influence public policy and others. Good. So we can say that the main objective of social studies is to what? Is to make rational decisions. Earlier we said that individuals are first, because when you are able to develop the individual will develop the society, and then when the society develop, the nation will develop at large, and then that national development will impact the world's development. So we are saying that the main objective of social studies is to help ourselves the ability to make what? Rational what? Decision, to be able to solve societal problem. So that rational decision is what we are expecting from you, and not those that when I was uh, uh, how do I put it? Finding difficulties, mounting my the presentation and those things. I heard a lot of people their complaints. I was hearing it, but just that I have to keep quiet. Sometimes you need to be patient and then you take a decision. And this remind me late in 2017, where if I go to class, people think that I was so young and then we were saying so many things. I said that, oh my dear, all of us, we all the same. When we were there, we were also complaining. But the time has come for me to understand people and then find solutions to problems, and then not only criticizing, but find out why this thing is happening, and then the solution that we can find to it. Today's class may be short or may be long, but doesn't necessarily mean that today is the final day for us to make our ace. Okay, we have other days, things that you have um you could not remember, you bring it on board, and then um we work on it. We have our suggestions, and then gradually we learn to become successful people. So quickly, let me go through the differences between social sciences education and social studies, and then when I finish, I will give you the opportunity, and then you ask me questions. But remember that the main objective of social studies, um, the main objective of what? Social studies is to what? Do you remember?
Sir, please, I can't hear you.
Yes,
The
yes,
main
please.
goal or the objective of social studies is to what? Is to help students to do what?
To
Gain
make
knowledge.
rational decisions,
Make
to
rational
be able
decisions
To be
to
Sir,
able to
figure
please,
out
I
solve
can't
Good,
hear you.
good,
problems
for
of
good,
their
societal
good,
own.
problem.
good. The rational decision is very important. It's very important here. That rational decision that will help you to solve what? Societal problem. So that particular line, you don't have to forget that social studies, the main purpose of social studies is to make a what? A rational decision to solve societal problem.
Sir, please, I
Or
can't hear.
you can't hear me.
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
No, I can't still hear you.
then it's your network. Oh.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay. So you are clear here. Maybe you should check the volume.
yes,
okay,
everything
check
is
your volume.
okay.
Okay, check your volume. You need to understand each other. Okay, check your volume, and then be with us so that you all move along. We are saying that the main objective, you don't have to forget it. Always remember that the main objective of social studies is for us, we that we study social studies, to be able to what? To make a rational decision that will help us to solve what? Or resolve what? Problems, personal problems, or solve societal problems. So For you to be able to solve your own problem and solve societal problem is what social studies should be able to solve that for us. Our skill, our knowledge from social studies should be able to what? To give us that ability to solve our problems and then to solve our societal problems. Good. So let us quickly talk about differences between social studies, social sciences education, and then social studies. It makes people, let's say, according to Thompson, 1985, defines social studies as the study of what people and then the environment in which they live. Good. He believes that social studies encourage three what important ways of what thinking. It makes people aware that there are people in the world besides those of what the immediate environment. That there are different what environment, high or low lands, plain or forest, town or community. It also helps people to what? To develop a sense of what? Responsibility for protecting the environment from the actions of what men and its effects on weather. Oh, this one, maybe they just brought it along the line. So, in conclusion, we will say that social studies or social sciences education concerned with what? Production, organization, dissemination of knowledge in economics, geography, sociology, or history. But social studies deal with what? The production, organization, and dissemination of what? Knowledge about people and their what? Environment. But the difference is that social sciences are like they are the raw material. The social sciences education is like a raw material. But when we come to social studies, that raw material, how we can use that raw material to solve people's problem, and then things that is around them. That is where we have the social sciences. Are you with me? The social studies. So social sciences, they are the raw aspect of what? Social studies. For instance, when we take one aspect of social sciences, like the sociology talks about society. Okay. So sociology will explain society, how society behaves, and psychology will also. So sociology will say that how does the society influence the individual, and then psychology will also say that how the human brain, how human being thinks and those kind of things, and how the human being when you are in the society you behave and those kind of things. Fine. Economics will also come on their way and then say that demand and supply, and say that there's a GDP. They will also talk about production. Good. They say it on the raw state that demand and supply. When somebody needs something, let's say 10, and then you supply 8, there's a shortage of 2 that the person needs. But when we come to social studies, we will look at all these things. How does it help human beings to solve their problem? So as a student, how will social studies help me to solve my problem? Is that I need to find time and study. Even though I may be a worker, and then I go to work, I come back home. When I come back home, the economists will tell me that I will get an income from the schooling, from the work that I am doing. But social studies will also tell you that that money you have made from the work you are doing, don't get stuck. Move forward. You need a progress. So bring small money and then have that kind of what education. Maybe you don't want to become a teacher in future, or you don't want to become a lecturer in the future, but that kind of open mindset is going to help you at your workplace for you to do more expansion. It could be that it's your personal work or a government work, but the knowledge you have gotten will be able to what, to shape in your life, to find a societal what problem, or to find solutions to those problems that you face in your workplace. So these are the main differences that we can emphasize what on social studies. When we want to distinct the social studies, it is believed that it is more expedient to introduce social studies in the curriculum of young people rather than the separated social sciences. So instead of focusing on the separate social sciences, studying only economics or studying only geography or studying only this or only that, it is better to use the social studies, because that one is more integrated. You have different aspects of the social sciences put together. So that is the main difference of social studies. Social studies and social sciences. Social sciences deal with social or separate courses, whereby social studies deals with an integrated program. Good. So I think that where we have gotten to, you need to give us your questions, and then we work around it. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
I think Joseph's hand is up. If you have any question, you can ask. Hello. Hello. Am I off?
No, sir.
Okay. So bring your questions. Areas that you did not understand, let us know, and then we address it accordingly. Oh, you don't have questions? Okay, so today we have been able to go through, the definition, the scope. We have gone through the definition, the scope, the objectives. We have gone through, the characteristics. We have gone through the differences between social sciences and that of social. Somebody want to ask question or what? Pardon me. Hello.
So please, my question is between and social studies. I have only one point. Social sciences education and social studies.
education. So social sciences education deals with education on or studying the separate what subjects. Okay,
Yeah. Okay.
are you
So that's
getting
the
it?
point from this. That's the main point from the hand here. They deals with separate courses, and then
Exactly.
the social studies deals with integrated.
Of those courses.
Yes. So, sir, please,
Aha.
is it only one different? The difference is it only one?
That is the main difference.
Oh, okay.
Huh? So when we
Okay,
talk
sir.
about social sciences, how does social sciences differ from eh, social studies?
Okay,
Eh?
sir.
The difference is what we are saying. The difference is that social sciences deal with what separate courses. That's why I said that is the materials,
Yes.
and then the social studies put all those materials together to solve a problem.
Okay.
So when you talk about the social sciences, we are looking at the separate courses, and then when you talk about the social studies, we are looking at an integrated what program that solve the societal problem or solve individuals' problem for them.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions?
So I want to know because I have two points that I've listed here that the social science is a raw material.
Okay.
While the social science is the use of that raw material to solve people's problems.
Yes.
And then I also said that social studies are more integrated. Social studies are more integrated than social science. Social studies are more integrated than science.
Hello, dear. Let me tell you one thing. Those ones I use it to explain it for you to understand, okay? But the main difference is that social sciences deal with separate what courses. Are you getting it?
Yes, please.
It deals with separate courses, and then social studies is an integrated. That is the main difference. But I was explaining that social sciences is the materials, or the things that you need in a social studies. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So without the social sciences, there's no social studies. But social sciences are the separate courses, the geography, the history, the anthropology, the sociology, they are the social sciences. But when we talk about social studies, we are talking about the integration of those separate courses, putting them together and making it one. That is social studies. So that is the main difference.
Okay, so in this case, the difference is only one.
The difference is only one. The difference is clear. It's only one.
Yeah, okay.
Please, this is how I put a definition. I want to present for a correction, or if it is well captured.
Okay, come out with it.
I said that the social science deals with the separate courses, while the social studies deals with the integration of the courses to solve problems.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Hello, I'm on it.
But when you read the self-assessment questions page, it says state and explain key difference between social studies and social sciences. There's only one difference.
They said what?
They said and explain two differences between social studies and social science. But they said
Okay,
only one difference.
so explain and let's go. What comes to your mind?
But they said there's only one difference. That's why I'm confused.
I said the main difference is what I've given it to you. Okay. The main difference is that how do I say it? Social studies, social sciences, uh, is the separate subject. Okay, but for social studies, we are looking at one, the integration. Two, it's also there with what the people and the society. Are you getting it? So for social studies, we are using the social sciences to find a solution to the individual's problem, to find a solution to the society and that of the community you find yourself in it. Or maybe you have a different one that comes to mind.
I'm okay.
Are you okay? So when they say that you should make it two, one is an integrated subject. Okay. Are you getting it?
Yes, you are right.
So when they say that you should mention two, one is that it's an integrated word subject. Two is that it solves what? Individual's problem. Solving the problem of what? The society you find yourself in it. Okay.
Okay, sir. Let's continue.
Good. Okay, if you have any other question, I'm still listening. Because I finished with the presentation, so all what is left is that bring your questions and then we work around it.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Please, the two difference you just gave, is it for the social sciences or is for the social studies?
It's for both. It's for both, my dear. This one is just application, okay? It's just an application.
Okay.
We have given a clear definition of social studies, eh? And then we have given a clear definition of what social sciences. So look at the definitions that we have given to social sciences. Look at the definition that we have given it to social studies, and then make a conclusion. Which one you see it here? You see it at social studies, and then you don't see it. You don't see it at social sciences. Which one you see at social sciences, and you don't see it as what? Social studies. Okay. So when you mention that social studies does not deal with what a separate courses. And when you go to how do I call it? Social sciences, you will say that they deal with what? Separate courses. Are you getting it? It's the same as an integrated what? Program. So that is the difference. So just use the definition to make the differences and you are gone.
Okay. Okay, so thank you,
Yes.
sir.
You are welcome. Any other
Hello, sir.
person? What we did is plenty.
Sir.
What we did is plenty. You can ask so many questions and then we move.
Hello, sir.
Hello, I can hear you.
It seems we are having a little bit of a challenge concerning the differences. So I want to read some of what I jotted down.
Okay.
So talking about social studies, social studies about people and their world, while social sciences look at specific parts of the society.
Okay.
Social studies helps you to be a good citizen, while social sciences studies society to learn more. Are these two right?
Okay. It's fine.
Okay, thanks.
Any other suggestion?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Please, I didn't get the definition of social studies. You said it is an integration subject that's
When I started teaching, were you on the?
I was having network problems, so I didn't. When I joined, then it hung up again.
Now that you have joined. Hello.
Hello, sir.
So throughout the 2 hours that we have used, throughout the 2 hours that we have used, you couldn't join, and now that you have joined.
No, it's not now that I've joined. I've joined earlier, but I made the definition. Only the definition. I couldn't get it well, and I'm trying
So
to.
what did you get for the definition?
So the first one I wrote, social studies is the study of people in relation to each other and their environment. And then the second one, social studies is an integrating subject that has, that's all.
That's all.
Yes, please.
You say that is an what? Integrated what?
Subject.
That has what?
So that's all.
So you said that it's an integrated subject.
Yes.
I've heard you. You see, I said that the social thing is an integrated what? Subject from the social sciences. So it is having some aspect of civics, some aspect of geography, some aspect of political science, some aspect, like different aspects of what? The social sciences.
Okay.
Are you getting it?
Yes, please.
And then having said that, we also emphasize that it makes the student what? Rational, takes a rational decision.
To solve
Are you getting
societal
it?
problems. Yes.
Solve societal problem or resolve problems. So that is the definition. The element that we are looking at it from the definition of social studies is that one, it should be able to what? To be integrated from the social sciences. So when it is integrated from the social sciences, then we can move ahead and say that it should be able to also help the student to solve the problem of the society, the person, the society, and the environment. It's also key. So these are the elements that we need in defining social studies.
Okay, sir. Thank you
Good.
very much.
We have so many definitions that have been we have, but upon all the definition, when we put together, we also come out with the necessary element that you defining the social studies, you should have those words element in there. Are you getting it?
Yes,
Hello.
sir. Yes, sir. I'm here.
Good.
So
Because the definition there, they are plenty. Aside those ones we have cited from Wesley, aside those ones we have cited from Banks, and all other definitions, you should be able to also make your own what definition. And
Okay,
that is
sir.
what we are talking about. Yes, but the element that we are looking at it is what I have mentioned.
Okay.
Okay, let's move on.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Sir, please, you were saying something about we getting the everything again. The 2 hour studies that you did. Some of us were not able to join. We're having a network problem. So please, where can we get it again and go over it?
If you didn't hear anything, you can ask questions. And then I'm still teaching. I haven't stopped, right? So if there's something that you don't have the understanding or you didn't hear it, just let me know so that I can explain to you, or even your colleagues. They are also there to bring their contribution. Okay?
Okay.
Good. So let's bring it up and then let us solve it. Alberta.
Sir.
So we are on it. If you have any question, bring it and then. Oh, your question is gone.
Please, I wasn't the one who.
You wasn't the one. Oh, okay.
Yes, please.
Sorry, I just looked and then I saw your name, so I was thinking that you are the one who asked the question.
Okay.
Any other question or contribution?
Hello, sir.
Yes, please.
Can we please get your slides in our group?
Yeah. I was about.
Oh, my brother. We
Yes.
have
With all due respect, it seems your slide is mostly. You saw what? It seems
It's
talking
not
about
the
your
same
slides
as our
mostly
book.
summarized.
Yes, it's not the same as our book.
Yes, yours is summarized.
So I think we will need yours, sir.
My dear, look at it. So.
With all due respect.
Me, because I've read the model. That is why I have summarized the thing and I talk about it, because I can't read the entire model whilst I am teaching. Do you get it?
Yes, please.
So I read the model, and then out of what I derived from the model, I set myself up in a way that I can teach. So if I give the summarized one to you, you will not even learn the model. Some of
We will learn it. We will learn it.
the objectives, the objective questions that, and bear in mind, this one, I have my and the chief examiner there who will set the questions for you. Okay. Unlike I'm the one who is going to set the questions that I will say, oh, I use a summarized version of the model, and then let me ask the questions based on the slide that I have made. Do you get it? The one who is going to ask the questions, the objectives, will just use the model and then runs through the model. The possible questions that he thinks that he should bring it up, then he brings it up. So if I give you the summarized one that like mostly I present, and then you read that one, and some questions come beyond the summarized one. Meanwhile, maybe when I was presenting, I'll talk about it. Will be verbal, like it will not be part of the presentation, but I will speak it. I will say them alongside, or somebody will ask me a question, and then I will address it. All those ones are part of it, and we can't put everything in the presentation or the PowerPoint. So when it's time for you to also do presentation, you realize that you will not bring the entire write-up in the model, but you summarize it and present it. So the best option is that understand the definition of the social studies, understand the nature, where how do I say it, the scope, where it is expected that it should cover. And these things are just repetitions. Okay, they are just repetitions. When you understand social studies, and we say the scope, meanwhile the definition indicated that it should be social sciences what integrated. So the scope should better cover the social sciences. That is the scope. That is where we are expecting that it should cover. Are you getting it? And then when we say the objective, we are saying that at the end of the study, the individuals should be able to what? To draw that kind of idea, the skill from the study, and then be able to solve their problems, their local problems, their national problems that will impact in the world. Are you getting it? So these things are like, you should study it in such a way that you can easily remember them. Not necessarily the PowerPoint that it will help you, but when you understand the concept, you don't even need to read the PowerPoint. But the moment you pick the book and then you see something, and just remind you that social studies is all about us. So you don't have to be thinking that what we are studying is far away from you. It's something that within your area, in your environment, where you live, is what we are talking about. So if you understand that these things are part of us, even when you have forgotten something, the moment the question reminds you on it, you quickly look into the society and then find a solution to it, but not necessarily the write-ups. Are you getting it? Hello.
Yes,
Sir,
please.
please, I'm listening.
Good. So that's how I want you to study the course, so that you can make more A's. When you make more A's, I also enjoy it, because anytime we are doing a marking and people perform in my course, I enjoy it. If nothing at all, when we go for moderation, I see that my students are performing, meaning that at least I've made an effort to teach them and then for them to understand. But when I go and then people are getting C, I'm not happy. So just understand the concept. Me, I'm moderate. If there's something that you did not understand, bring it to the table and let us discuss it. Social studies is English and based on what you are going to write, and we are going to award the marks. So understand the concept. It's not necessarily that you should write verbatim, like what is in the book is what you should be able to write, but just that understand it. So in the course of the teaching, I explained that the social studies, we want to solve societal problems. So it's not necessarily that you have studied it, you have read it, but we want it to be part and parcel of you, so that you'll be able to solve societal problem. You'll be able to solve your own problem and then solve societal problem. So if you don't learn and understand it, and you go for only the summary of it, and then question comes and then you can't solve it, it means that the objectives that we want to meet in social studies, we couldn't meet it. Okay. So try your best, understand the program, and if you have any issue, just draw my attention. Sometimes when you WhatsApp me, it's fine, because when you call me every day, this one calling, before I realize, my ear will tear off. So sometimes when you send me WhatsApp, if I have to make it audio for you, I will make it audio. Then when I make it audio and then you still don't understand, I will call you myself, and then you have a chat. Okay, if you don't understand anything, I'm your facilitator, and I should be able to teach you to that extent that you understand it. So don't worry yourself at all. Okay, if anything, just let me know. I'll help you out.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Lisa.
Yes, I'm waiting for you.
Lisa, I just put something down about the self-assessment. There is a question that talks about what is the scope of social skills.
And then the scope, we have spoken about it.
Yes, please. I put down my work by defining the scope of social studies as there are the areas that covers aspects of social studies to help individuals in solving personal or societal problems.
There's something that is unique, you left it out. Not a social studies, okay, but rather is social sciences.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Are you getting it?
Okay. Yes, please.
So that is why we have defined the differences between social sciences and social studies. So
okay,
if you are defining the scope of social studies, then you don't have to leave it out the social sciences.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so we'll call it a day. We'll end the class, and then moving forward, if you have any problem, just draw my attention, and then when I get to know, we will find a solution to it. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Good. So I'll say bye-bye to you, or if anything, just